Tutorial time. And today I want to show you how to actually play the card game. Alright, first before we start playing, I believe you already saw my opening on Savage Strike. If not, check him out. As we want to actually start playing a game, we need to see what kind of different cards there are, okay? So basically we have monster cards for one hand, and on the other hand we have spell and trap cards, okay? You can categorize them basically in these two categories: monster cards and spell or trap cards. Monster cards always come with a level, an attribute, and attack and defense points, while these do not. Okay. How you win basically is to reduce your opponent's life points to 0. Okay, that's the basic rule. From 8,000 as a starter to 0. How you do that is usually through battling. Each monster has a certain attack and defense points. Attack, defense point, okay. While battling, the number of your monster and one of your opponent's monster being compared, and the difference is usually taking damage directly to your opponent's life points. Okay, so what different monsters are there to consider? These vanilla monsters. Vanilla monsters are plain cards, vanilla cards that only have, pretty nice pictures. On the contrary, we have effect monsters. Effect monsters not only have a pretty nice picture, but also they have an effect to it. While the text here has only explanatory purpose about the origin of the card, or has some poem or whatever, the text here is pretty important. Always read it very carefully before you play out the card. Both players start with 5 cards in their hand, okay? So you draw your card, you mix your deck, you shuffle your deck at the very beginning always, then you draw 5 cards. And your opponent will do the same. We have these 5 cards. Now, once per turn, you're allowed to do a so-called normal summon. Okay? So once per turn, you can bring down a monster from hand to the field. So just that. Such normal summon can be done with any kind of monsters between level 1 and 4. So this can be normal summoned, but this cannot, because the level is too high. There may be restrictions to these normal summons, but those would be indicated on the card text. So again, make sure that you read the card text. Then next to this normal summon, the summon once per turn for free, you can, as much as you can, special summon. One example would be if we had this opening hand. Assuming you have these 2 cards in hand. Now, you cannot play the dragon because it has level 8, but you can play this guy because he has level 3. So what you can do is play that, and that is your normal summon. Means from your hand you cannot play any more monsters unless indicated on a card text. This one says we can tribute him off to special summon as Blue Eyes monster from our hand. We tribute him off and special summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon from our hand, although he has level 8. As this summon was done through a card effect, this is a so-called special summon, and they are not restricted. You can do as much of them as you can. Always, consider there's no other effect going on that would restrict that. Now, assuming we have, let's say, this one and this one. A monster level 5, you need to attribute 1 card. Same goes for level 6 monsters. Here and here. For level 8 monster, such as our dragon here, you need to attribute 2 cards. Same goes for level 7 monster, like this one. So we have our Shining Angel and the White Stone of Legend. We already had those, so we did not use our normal summon yet, because tributing those 2 off and summoning a level 8 is indeed a normal summon. So we cannot, assuming we had this from last turn, say apply Shining Angel and then tribute them for Blue Eyes White Dragon. It doesn't work. You gotta wait one turn to do that. Then always read the card text of your monsters carefully, because as we have put this one into graveyard, as we tributed him off, his effect activates, and we get a Blue Eyes monster from our deck to our hand. Always read the card text very carefully, as being said before. Assuming we have, again, the White Stone of Legend and the Shining Angel on our hands, on our field from before, and now we want to play the Chaos Max Dragon, which we have in our hand. It is level 8, right? So we can just tribute them to play him. Unfortunately, no. We cannot do that. Those are ritual summons. A ritual card, which is the blue card here. The ritual card. That only can be played in combination with the so-called ritual spell. As you can see from the icon here. There we go. How we do that is, assuming we have this starting hand here, what you have to do is, you play the spell card, Chaos Form in this case, you indicate the monster you want to play, that one, then you have to tribute the level from your hand or field, monsters that are totally equal to the level of this card. This is level 8, so does our dragon, so we discard him from our hand to pay the cost to play the Chaos Max Dragon. It was a special summon and not a normal summon, meaning that we can do that as much as we want. Please recall, we still have our 2 monsters on the field and got 1 additional one. Would we have now another Blue Eyes card in our hand, we would now still be allowed to tribute summon him, assuming we did not yet use our normal summon. Okay? So remember, 1 normal summon per turn, as much as you can, special summon per turn. Assume your opponent has this card here, an Alexandrite Dragon. Oh no, let's put top down. Your opponent has an Alexandrite Dragon, a monster with 2000 attack. Now, you have these 2 monsters in here, Kaibaman and the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Would you now be opposing the Alexandrite Dragon with your Kaibaman? You will realize that you're not strong enough to win against a dragon. So, as this dragon is stronger, if he attacks you, you will not only use your monster, but because both of you are in attack position, you would lose the difference in attack points as life points. In this case, you would reduce your life points from 8000 to 6200, and you lose your monster. It would be wiser for you to play this card. The Blue Eyes White Dragon is stronger than the Alexandrite Dragon by 1000, meaning that if you attack, or if he, for whatever reason, should attack you, he loses his monster and 1000 life points. A monster and being in your battle phase, but your opponent does not have any monsters, you can attack him directly. This means the attack point of your dragon, in this case 3000, is being reduced directly from your opponent's life points. This can be a huge damage and usually is the source for losing, so make sure that you have always protection on your field. The monster's upright, so he's in attack position. Then his attack are used for damage calculation, in this case 3000. If you want to protect yourself, you're likely to want to switch your monster in defense position. Now you're thinking, why would that make sense? My dragon is weaker in defense. Okay, but let me put it this way. Assuming now you have the Alexandrite Dragon and you're facing his Blue Eyes White Dragon. Would it come to battle, then you would not only use your monster, but you lose the difference in attack points and life points, in this case 1000. Do you however switch your monster in defense position. You do lose your monster, but your life points are being protected. And this is the reason why sometimes you play a monster in defense position, although his points are lower, may be wise. When you fight of equal attack points, note that nobody loses any life points, but both of the monsters are being destroyed. With your attack equal to your opponent's death, in this case both have 2000, this is straight, so attack counts, this isn't, so defense counts, both of which are 2000. Not only does nobody lose life points, but also both the monsters remain in their position. A little bit of a different story if you would attack with a weaker monster than your opponent's defense points. Kaibaman here only has 200 attack points, but you like the risk and attack anyway for the 2000 defense points. You lose your monster, unlike when this was in attack position. You do not lose the monster, it remains here. But you lose the life points because you are in attack position. You lose life points amounting to the difference between his defense and your attack points. In this case, 1800. So, always think whether or not you want to attack. And remember, sometimes switching your monster in defense position might be a better option. However, once you attacked, you cannot switch it in the same turn. You can only switch him once per turn, or you can do only one action with the monster once per turn if you want. If attack was your action, then you cannot switch it no longer. However, when you have the defense position, your turn, switch it to attack, then you can attack. But not attack and then switch back. This doesn't work. I told you most about the main monsters. Stay tuned for an episode on how to use spell and trap cards effectively. And yeah.